Good morning. I'm with you guys, and thank you so much for your wonderful condolences. And I have to celebrate Leszek life with you. Hello, PP. Hello, Heidi. Because he was the one who put me on this channel. He believed it. Oh, shoot.
You're okay.
He believed in me. He was the one who said that I can do it. And for 3 years, he was with me, holding my hands and asking me questions. It was wonderful. But he chose to have his own life, and he went to USA for 2 years. And he was chasing his dreams to be a screenwriter. He wrote 3 scripts, nothing went out. He had permission for work, but he came back to Canada. And he committed suicide. In the forest. His body was found 2 weeks later. Nothing was stolen from his suitcase or backpack. 2 laptops was left. 2 solos was left. But his social insurance number is gone. His passport is gone. And his driving license is gone. So it looks like someone stole his identity. There was some dental records with him that he did in USA. And they don't want to. Thank you so much. And they don't want to investigate. They said for them the case is closed. In Langley, in Canada, it's just close to border, 12 miles. They have so many young men found in the forest.
In that area, Langley, BC.
And similar area, even more. Mm-hmm. And I think it's human trafficking. They want to maybe help them to die. And they didn't find narcotics or narcotics memorabilia around him. So, but they are not excluding this. The blood work will take months for me to get a report. It's at least 6 months to 1 year. I'm sorry that I'm such a mess. Thank you, Janet and Tom, for helping me, for sending you so financial support, and Janet for being for me like a big sister. And for Tom, he was checking the same area. We were prepared that the police will open the criminal investigation, but they don't want to. They think, thank you so much, Diane. And this is the hardest thing I ever went through, because I was always dreaming that he would be able to be successful. He had such a high IQ, 145. They had to check his IQ in the grade 3 because he refused to read to the teacher. He didn't like her. So he was not reading out loud to her, and he was ignoring her. So she wanted to keep him for 1 more year. And I said, that's not true. He is reading for me 10 books. On Easter time, I said to him, if you read 10 books for me, I will buy you a hamster. And he read 10 books, and I said, the last one has to be with paragraph. You are reading too fast. So he read for me. The school asked someone from outside to do research on him. And they said he knows what is right, what is wrong. He has very high IQ, but socially he is very withdrawal. I think that will qualify him for Asperger, high function Asperger, but he never was diagnosed. And it was hard for him to live with people. He will have moments that he will be upset. I thought maybe he has bipolar. Just from one moment to another. He was such a perfectionist. Oh gosh, I could not have anything on the table when we were doing reading. The dog was not allowed to bark. Everything had to be perfect. And it is not easy to do. And then if I would say as a psychic, that I am not sure, he didn't like that. He said, you are psychic, you have to be sure. So that was not always the easiest thing for me.
He loved to stress you out. And he says you read best when you're stressed.
That's true. He always felt that way. And when he told me when the next attack will be in USA, I thought, are you crazy? How can you do that to me? There is no way anyone can say it. And he said, say it. And I did. And it was before Easter, 2 weeks before Easter. And I said, Denver, Colorado airport and the schools. But the FBI will be on top of it and they will be able to stop. And they were able to stop. They were able to stop attacks. Some woman from Florida flew to Denver, Colorado, and she wanted to kill kids. And they stopped her. Thank you so much, Lupa Sylvester. Thank you. You are such a good supporter. And he was stopped, and they stopped her. I couldn't believe it that I was able to predict that. I remember so many people were coming from Denver for readings because how did you know it? How? I don't know. But all the schools were closed. Roman was traveling from Connecticut, Kentucky, from Kentucky, and he was stuck on airport. And he said, he phoned me and he said, Mom, you know that what you predict about the Denver is happening. They close schools, there is alert, and so on. And I was thankful to Leszek that he pushed my button. Not that it's easy, no, especially to predict the next attack. But he wanted me to believe in my abilities. He was the one who came with the idea, Mom, you will be doing this because I believe in you. And I said, I don't know if I can see that many visions, because I usually had one vision for a client when I was holding hands. And he said, don't worry. And then
You're talking about the rapid firing questions, where he'd ask question after question, so it wasn't centered on one topic.
Yeah, but I never thought that I can have that amount different visions. Mm-hmm. I thought only one vision per cast. Thank you, Patricia. Suffer. Yes, and he gave me such a beautiful gift of being on YouTube, to have this community, to feel that I'm part of this community. Thank you, BP, for sending me this wonderful dinner and writing all the comments, always the timestamps, and for us. And thank you for everyone who is writing me those condolences. I couldn't go through I tried, but not all of them I was able to answer. It's so painful, you know. We were going yesterday. I was taking my husband to the doctor. Excuse me. And we were going. Thank you so much, to I was going with. We were going to our first townhouses. Thank you, Jeffrey. And it was like I said, "Oh, you remember on this park when Leszek lost his hamster in the spring? You went and you dig the hole in the very hard because it was still frozen, the ground in the park, and we make a funeral for that little hamster in the shoebox." Thank you, Cheryl, for being with me, and thank you, everyone. And the comments that you are writing, and I know you are my strong community. And thank you for your donations as well. And, well, I remember when I was admiring Representative Jamie, thank you,
Jamie Raskin.
Jamie Raskin, when he lost his son to suicide. And I thought, how can he exist and still be so productive? He can still be working with people. But one day I had a reading and I thought I would challenge myself. I can always stop and postpone. But that lady then knew that I lost my son. And I had strength and the feeling that Leszek is around me and helping me. Thank you, Catherine Bush. And it was actually it was challenge for me, but it was wonderful feeling that Rebecca, thank you, Gilberto. And it's something that I thought this is the reason I experienced this, so I can understand how other people are feeling. This lady was going through a tough time in her life, and I could connect with her. And at the end of the video, of the reading, thank you, Moon, Lily, and oh my gosh,
Moon, the psychic medium.
Thank
Carrie, Lily Day, Anna Maria.
Oh, thank you.
Maggie Puga. I pronounce that better. Patty, 1951. That's a good year.
Very good. And you know what? I thought, no, you can do it. You have to start walking forward. So yesterday I had one reading as well.
Thank you, Prayer Warrior.
Prayer Warrior. I can't see that well because I have glasses, so and I can see without them too much. So it is that I was challenging myself, and yesterday I was talking with the lady who lost her son. So it's not unusual. I went yesterday to buy top of the suit for my risque. Thank you, 101. And it was, I met in the store a girlfriend. And I knew that she lost her son a few years ago the same way. And she asked me, how is Leszek doing? Did you hear anything from him? And I just said, no. Thank you, Greg Dixon. Thank you. And it was too much for me to tell her that he is not with us, not alive. You know, I thought, well, it's always time for me to say it, but this time I was not ready for sharing that information. So I didn't hold too many people in Red Deer yet. I think you are much closer family to me than I've ever thought. So I said on my channel, I told my neighbor, but otherwise I'm not really, and he is very supportive. He's just shuffling our driveway. And, it's not that I can be strong enough to share this with everyone, especially yesterday with that girlfriend. I thought she lost her son the same way, and I remember for how many years she was devastated. So it's not that I can sometimes face the thing, but I'm dealing with it and taking a lot of breath, and Roman is helping me a lot. He is helping with some phone calls. When I was, thank you, Janine Davis, when I was calling to corner office, he said, "Mom, you are not even spelling proper your name. I cut one T and you gave them your cell phone number instead of your home number." He said, "Mom, you are a mess. I will be talking." So he did talk. But eventually I was asking questions as well. So it's not that I have to know that I can operate. And so many of you probably was in those situations that you think you don't want to get up from the bed, and we have to push ourselves to the maximum. And I remember.
Thank you, Blue Moon.
Thank you so much. I remember Jerry, she wrote a book, God can give you more than you can handle.
You're never given more than you can handle. Yeah.
No, it was God can give you more than you can handle.
Give you more than you can handle?
Yeah.
I've always heard the opposite.
Yeah, no, she survived with a bunch of kids and losing
Thank you,
her
Beyond
husband.
Extinction.
Thank you. And thank you for your prayers. I think they are helping me to know that I have purpose in the life, that He gave me a purpose. I was so happy to be mother. It's the neighbor who is shoveling the snow, so she's making noise.
Yes.
And I know so many of you went through some tragic moments in your life, and bad hair day, yeah, and we all have the bad hair day.
That's a good one.
Marby Gongora. Thank you so much for your love and your support, and for letting me to even talk about him. He, at the college, he was a top student. When he wanted, he was the best. And they said that the neighbor will be shuffling. He's shuffling the snow. And it's hard to express your feelings. You feel like no one else can suffer, but all of you were in some. Thank you, Linda Simpson. And we have to get up from the bed. The best if you can take care of yourself, Vicky, peace, because that will help you to force yourself to move forward. The worst is to be in depression and not fight. And I think he lost his fight. And maybe someone help him, because I can't imagine him giving up on his passport without fight. And not even Patricia Bayer. And they have limit amount of money because they have so many cases on the police, so they are not really going to do any investigations. And I don't wish anyone to go through it. But I know some of you went of losses, and I know that you are going through the hard time because Trump is in the office and he is scaring so many people.
Thank you, MG.
MG, thank you. And he is, I said that it will be tornado. Maybe that's what I saw, tornado around me as well, because it's like complete devastation in my life. And it's, with him, you have to buckle up and go back to your life as much as you can, because I know some people are depressed and some people will be, because of the fires, they lost everything. A lot of people in California will be doing the same thing as Leszek. Thank you, Milenord. And that's the hardest time in my life and to politically in your life. And it started. No one can stop him right now. But I said that there will be 2 attempts of suicide,
On his life.
On his life. So
on Don's life.
So we have to be prepared for that. And the people will eventually hate him to the point that he wouldn't be able to. Thank you, Lucas Sylvester. Thank you. You already gave one. Thank you. And you have to be strong. And we have our community. As long as they are not going to close this community, we can survive all together and pray for the better future. Don't give up on dreaming big for yourself and for the future. That will connect every one of you with the big group. I was watching today CNN and I thought, so many of those vibrant journalists will probably be removed. I was watching, what is his name? He is from Cuba. His father emigrated from Cuba. Acosta.
Acosta. You texted me about him.
And I'm worried about his future. I'm worried, and my husband is all the time asking me, is Rachel Meadows safe? Because she is opening her opinion about Trump and Trump's people. He said, no, she's not safe. Long time ago, I said something, and then there was something. You remember? There was some accident that she had. I'm not saying that I'm the best psychic, but Leszek was thinking that way about me.
I think you are. Even if we go back into all the old readings, the old ones, you've already predicted a lot of the stuff that's happening. It's just happening now. There's no time frame on the other side.
No, and I will reconnect with him. He's now with my mom, with his another grandma, and his beloved grandfather. My husband's father loved him so much.
Would even change his diaper.
He even learned how to. My mother-in-law said, how did you talk him to change diapers? I said, because he wanted to be in the park with Leszek. So I showed him how to do it because they had 2 kids and he never changed diapers. So I said, but you know how he told me how he did it. He will take Leszek to the park and he was looking for the young woman who was sitting with the child. And he is going there and trying all the time the same number. He was pulling. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Rebecca. Gilberto. I think you already gave. And so he was chatting with those ladies, and they were helping him. And right away he made a friend. And they were asking, is that your son? And he said, no, his grandfather. But he was so proud that he can still go be look like a father. And actually he went on early retirement. He was CEO in the big company, electronic company. And he went on early retirement because he wanted to take Leszek for a walk every day. He was my father. He was much closer to me than he was to his daughter. He said that. I'm closer to you. I don't know. I have ability to communicate with you. And we were like that. He was super good father. And I was blessed because of Leszek. I have that communication. Before Leszek was born, well, it was okay. Hi, how are you, daughter? But after Leszek was born, every day he was coming for a coffee. And the funny thing is, in Poland we had martial law. So we didn't have sugar and we didn't have coffee, just 1 kilogram of sugar for one person. And the coffee was, when you were lucky, you could buy it. Thank you so much, Diane, Louise. And when we were buying, and so he will be coming with his own coffee in the mug and sugar. And he was, I'm not stealing from you, honey. You can give me milk. We don't have restrictions on milk. And I said, well, Dad, I can do it. No, I know you have limits. I have limits. So we were, well, it was so funny. I was laughing at this, but it was like part of our growing up. And he will be going and standing up on lineups because for the meat, you have only one day that you can buy the number that you had for meat. And so he would come in the morning at 5 o'clock and stand up for me on a lineup. We didn't have the phone, so he will call. I will know what time they are opening the store, and I will go with Leszek in the stroller, and we will be changing because the stroller was outside, and I will go a little bit inside. He will go out. What a good, wonderful father he was. Tell me.
The impish artist.
The English, thank you. And I have to tell you, Trump is causing himself so many enemies. The native people will be upset with him for taking the name of the mountain.
In Alaska.
It's in Alaska, or
Where is it?
The highest mountain, I don't know where it is. But they said he took that mountain away from him. The name, he went back because Obama made that name. He is messing up with every aspect of people's health.
He is in Alaska.
Yeah. And he is taking the privileges of health, and he wants to work just for big pharma, not for people. So
there's a reality check coming here.
Yeah, and people will eventually wake up from that. Even the ones who were for him, they will have enough of him, and I think the whole country will rebel eventually and will stand up, and the Supreme Court will be removed. Everything will be risky. Thank you. Did already. Thank you so much.
Says thanks for being you.
Oh, thank you. I feel like you are some points better than the family because I can't bug my family as much as I can bug you. And
it's not bugging.
Yeah, but I'm telling those stories and they are not easy to talk about.
But they're healing to tell them.
And whenever someone is going through the morning, the best thing is to talk about that person with all the imperfection, because I know he was imperfect and I'm not perfect. And but I loved him so much.
It was rather nice. Jilly Smith had written, "You honor us by sharing your heart's soul's tears."
Thank
Isn't that
you.
wonderful?
I'm
Jeannie
honored
Davis.
that you are listening to me and that you are letting me to get the pain out. And if someone would like to see his, he had a beautiful apartment.
Thank you, Jordine.
Thank you.
Jodine.
He
Johnson.
sold everything from that apartment. He did video about that apartment because he thought that he will start business. He was not lucky with businesses. So he started business making videos about selling properties, and he thought that that will go well. And he did only one video from his own apartment, but you can see, because otherwise he never wanted to show his face. Even when he was doing with me, he kind of was
Off to the
shy.
side. It took a long time for you to. People had asked over and over again for him to be in front of the camera.
Not too much.
He didn't want to.
No, he was very shy. That was his awkwardness, that he was not socially happy being around people. So the name of that channel, and it has only one video, it's Illumination Monaco. ILLUMINOTION, Monaco, and it was done 5 years ago. But if you would like to know more about him, that's my boy. And then thank you so much.
Thank you, Veniska.
And he had another very successful channel. It was Temple of Apollo. He had a lot of videos on that channel, but he was, again, not showing his face. But his vocabulary was very good, and people were intrigued.
And some of them are still on this channel because
they
talk
are
about
all
it.
the time. He had
Kevin's loving vibrations. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin. And he had a lot of videos, but 2 years ago when he ended up in USA, he was in Santa Barbara and Malibu. First Malibu and then Santa Barbara. He stopped doing those videos, I don't know. And then he posted few videos from that time. He was surfing, he was enjoying his life, but then he would pull it. So even the last video, he was so happy. Half year ago, he made that one in very nice villa-looking house, looking at the ocean on the edge of Santa Barbara, with orangey big dog. And he took that post. He didn't want me to talk about him. I asked him if I can advertise for his channel. He said, no, I don't want anything. So YouTube, he had first 65,000 subscribers. Now they cut to 55 or 54. Because for 2 years he was not posting anything. I feel really much better that I have this step behind me, that I talk with you. And I'm so grateful that I have this community, that my people are with me. Thank you so much. Thank you for your patience for me to cry on your shoulders. We have 1700.
Thank you, Starlight.
20. Thank you, Starlight. And yes, I don't want to pretend that he didn't commit a suicide. He did. That's what the police is saying. And that's so unfair. I don't know how the next day will be. I have to call today the funeral home and arrange the moving the body from
Langley to here.
Langley. Yes, they don't even do the DNA. I wanted to do the DNA, and they said we don't do that.
But they also had his dental
Yes.
records with his name on it, and it matched. So.
Yeah, but there was no name of the dentist's office. It was Santa Barbara, but they couldn't figure out what was. Maybe it was damaged because he was in the forest for 2 weeks with his suitcase and backpack. So I don't understand how the passport and ID was stolen, but the cards were still on him. So this is not making too much sense. But those things like passport and
driver's license,
person and driving license are important for the smugglers. And now so many people will be running away from USA. And they just recognize him by his Polish eagle tattoo. Polish Canadian, thank you. I didn't read that.
Thank you, Neptune Blue.
Thank you, Neptune Blue, yes.
And
oh
you
my
bet.
gosh, thank you. And but my youngest son has the same tattoo. It's so odd. Like we said that so many people have that tattoo. It's a Polish eagle with the crown and the maple leaf around it. And that's not enough. I'm not believing that he's dead. Some days I just don't want to believe, but that's unusual that someone has dental card with them, x-rays. That's just my... You want to hang to little thread to think that he's not dead. And I was worried about him. I asked you even not long ago to pray for him because he was in the area that there was fire. So at least I don't have to worry that he is dying in the fires and that he might be homeless or whatever. It was so overwhelming for me when he was alive. And now when he's not, it's even worse because all the hopes are gone.
Never seen him again.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Richard, as well for letting me to cry on your shoulders. He is supportive. And sometimes he's mixing, asking, are you going to the coroner's office? I said, no, the coroner office is in BC. So everything is now on my shoulders. I have to worry about my husband's health and his leg.
And yours.
I can survive. Thank you. Thank you for giving me your time. And be strong. Be resistant to Trump. We have to survive this. And I thought that I will be answering your question, and you have some questions.
No, I didn't write any because I knew that you were going to be talking. You needed to talk.
Yes.
And V. Perez says this is really like a celebration of life.
It is, and to me, this channel was always celebration of his life. Even when he went to Peru, he told me, you don't have to do the videos for 3 weeks. And he was upset with me. He called from Peru. He said, why are you making videos about Epstein? Who is Epstein? And you want to be better than Rachel, because Epstein was not known yet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I figure out something about Epstein. It was Lolita Express that I was And then I did video about Murdoch, his 3 wives, four. He was getting 4 times married. I did video about Ivana, and he told me, take off those. You are not Rachel Meadow. But people were happy, and I said, I'm not going. I'm enjoying. You're enjoying yourself there, and I'm looking after the channel, and it's my baby. So he thought that I wouldn't be able to, and it was not too much that I was doing predictions there. It was more about me being connected with people.
Thank you, Misty.
And I didn't took off any of the videos. And by the way, did you notice that I maybe you have seen Murdoch on the ceremony? Was he there?
I don't know whether he was there or not.
Yeah, he got married 5th time.
Now, is he the one that's also had it to do a payout to Harry, Prince Harry,
I don't
from
know.
the UK? I thought that was in the news today.
Was it okay? Well, but it's odd that he was not the big mogul sitting next to Trump. Hmm. Okay, I'm feeling better. Thank you so much. And I have to go through it. Don't feel sorry for me. I'm strong. I will survive. That was my favorite song when I was going through another tough time once. Well, I don't know if it was tough time, but I was giving myself a you know,
You were
that's
giving yourself what?
lift up when I was listening the song. I will survive, and you know what? We will survive. Gloria Epstein. The song. I think it's Gloria, and you can sing to you can listen that song and make yourself feel better because this is a really good, uplifting song. I love you guys. Please pray for Leszek soul, for his safety. That I know that he is safe. He is with my and his grandparents,
Thank you,
and
Patty.
he will be. He's in peace. He's not suffering. I know that. I'm so happy that he is not suffering. I should be happy for myself that I'm not worried about him because the worries were horrible. And that day that I learned at 9:30 that he died, the policeman came. That I was started looking for him, and thank you. I can't mention your name, but thank you that you asked your husband for help because he's a high-ranking policeman in California, and he was looking for Leszek when I was talking with that lady, and we finished 1 hour before the policeman came in. So I text her. I said, "You don't have to look for him. He's gone." But it was like everything. I knew that something is going on. I started looking for him. I wrote to him, if you don't answer me, I will go to the police and start looking for you. So
And it's interesting because in the past couple of weeks we've been talking about him quite a bit.
Because I was feeling all the time that he is going through stress and he didn't want me to know. I knew that he is kind of blocking, and we can block parents. And usually with him, I was always 1 week behind. Once I told him, Leszek, don't ride the car to Silver Lake because you will be in accident.
Thank you, Jen Lynn Terrell. You can
Thank
have
you.
a reading with her again,
I hope I
a
will.
collaboration.
Oh, thank you, Jen. And I was, what was I was talking about? Oh, I told Leszek, if you are going to Silver Lake by car, watch because you might end up in the ditch on the right side. And he's looking at me, and he said, Mom, again, you are 1 week behind me. With his younger brother, I was always able to tell him the same day in advance. With Leszek, I was always behind. And Leszek was born 10 days over the daytime. So for 10 days I was carry him. And then I had C-section. I was in coma for 11 hours. And I think that my gift came much closer. But with Roman, I was able to be 100% in advance. With Leszek, I was always delayed. And I think he was already dead when I started panicking.
What was interesting is that you said that Roman would block you.
Both of them. They learned how to somehow block me.
Well, I block you on gifts. You can't.
Yeah.
You work on trying to find out what I'm getting you.
Yeah, we can. We can do that to others, but we have to be very specific. But he didn't want me to know too much about his private life. Well, once I told him, Leszek, be nice to Heather because she will leave you. I see her flying away, and I see her with the pilot on the top of the plane. She was steward. She became a stewardess and working for the Air Forces, Canadian Air Forces, and her boyfriend was pilot who died. But I warned Leszek, and he hated that. You told me that, so he didn't want me to give him in ahead advices, and then he was so sorry when she left. But when they are 21, 23, he was 23, she was 21, and they were for 2 years together. We love her. And I knew that would be a good girl for him. She knew how to go forward. Maybe she was a little bit too pushy, but he needed that. And now she broke up. Her mom came in from Newfoundland and took her away. And he said, if you wouldn't tell her that she will leave me, if you wouldn't tell us, then she wouldn't leave me. He said, no, don't blame me. I told you to straighten up. And, it was, no, I don't think I caused her to. Her mom was already on a mission to take her back to Newfoundland. He went back to her, but it was too late. He went to ask her to come back, and it was too late.
Mm-hmm.
Life is not perfect, and sometimes I will tell him that this girl is not for you, and he didn't like that. Oh, only once. And Roman didn't like when I said something like similar to him. I said, oh, no, there is no that much future. Oh, so he said, don't ever give me predictions. I want to live my life without your predictions. So being psychic is not always very popular with your
Being
family.
psychic and vocal.
Vocal about this. So don't accept that it's easy to be a psychic. But I knew that something is really wrong with him. I love you guys. Stay strong. Thank you for your love and support.
And surrounding her and hugging her as people have sent loving hugs to you. Thank you for your likes and your sharing and helping to build this community. It's a wonderful community.
And thank you for your donations. And again, thank you, Brooke, for your wonderful dinner. We will have to go one day to check that restaurant. It's 1 pound away from us. 27.
I wondered how she did that.
27 kilometers, so we don't know that restaurant. I know where it is because it was antique store before. Mm-hmm. And it must be beautiful because the place is beautiful. And we went, and thank you, Janet and Tom. Thank you. I was writing to you letter, email in the night. I hope you received that email because I don't know. I didn't see it in the morning. Maybe now it's there because I know I was writing around 4:00 in the morning. Thank you, Heidi and BP. Thank you, Izzy, Donna, Pam, Melinda.
What is also really good is that when she does readings, it elevates her to the spirit level.
And it's helping me.
And it helps you. So I I'm very grateful to this community for having the readings, because at this time it helps, really helps you.
And sometimes we are starting, and I would tell Cheryl, "Oh, I'm not feeling too good," and she would say, "Oh, you will be fine. You will be fine."
And you
Wait.
will, because I keep on
And-
telling you,
And
connect with
then
your
by
guides.
the end of the video, I'm full of laugh and cheers and happiness. We even did laugh today about something. What did you said something?
Oh, I don't know.
We
We laugh a lot anyways.
We make a joke of something, and I thought, good, we need to laugh. I love you guys more than you can imagine.
And will you be putting out a video doing one on Friday night?
I will
posting
try
on
it.
Saturday?
I will try it. We will see how long, but look, I was talking for 50 minutes.
Yeah, and you said you wanted this to be just a short video.
Yeah, and it was supposed to be just short.
Yeah, but it's healing to talk.
It is. So whoever is suffering from, Gloria, thank you, from any depression, talk to whoever you want to listen to you. And that will be a blessing for you. Sorry for giving you my...
Don't be sorry.
But
You're sharing something that has happened to others as well.
so many of you went through the dramatic moments, and it probably reminding you how it went.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. You are my blessing, and thank you, angels, for protecting me from getting under the table. And I'm not drinking, so maybe I should.
No, I don't think so.
Tracy told me, Mom, maybe you should have a drink. I said, no, not for me. I will have a headache next day, or a stomach ache. Take care of yourself.
Thank you for joining us. And, I've been reading the comments, and so many of you have had a loss, and even a loss by somebody with suicide. And
This is not unusual.
Yeah.
No, that's so many. We lost 4 kids in our community of Polish people, several people. And the bright young kids. She told me there was no drugs, but I don't know. But they said we are not eliminating this, so it has to be checked for. Thank you. Bye-bye.
so she will see you again hopefully soon, or otherwise we'll see you on Monday.
On Monday for sure. We have to. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.